I don't think they're ready for this one, man. We covering all goddamn angles, ain't that right? Shit. I'm back in this bitch. Do not get it confused with them bitch ass niggas, man. You see the grass on the goddamn it? It's Mr. Goddamn it. Don't play with me, man. Can y'all hear Big Church out there or not? Can y'all hear Big Church out there or not? Can somebody let a nigga know something? Meek Mill wildin'. JT, Young Miami, they up to something. Let's get this shit popping how we supposed to, man. Make sure you sharing the live. If you're watching on Instagram, just like or comment on this bitch. If you're watching on Facebook, hold on, man. Cut the shit. Can y'all hear Big Church out there loud and clear or what, man? Let me know what y'all can do. Let me know what y'all can hear, man. I got my shit switching how it needs to switch. I'm in the place to be, man. God damn it. Putting in the goddamn hard work like a nigga supposed to. Don't get it fucked up. Who's in this bitch on the ground, man? Let me see what's going on. Y'all can hear me good? Y'all can hear me nice, loud, and clear? Can y'all hear the soundboard or what?
Nigga, ask about me, nigga.
Yeah. Don't play with Big Church like that. Not like that. We on Twitter going crazy. Shout out to YouTube. I see y'all tuned in, man. I see y'all tuned in on your boy. We about to get it started. Share the live, like the live, retweet the live. Wherever you watching from, share this out to another motherfucker. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to Skull LaRon. Shout out to Executive Books. Chocolate Sensation. Shout out to all y'all, man. Tapping in, tuning in, watching Big Church do what Big Church do. You see, I got the whoops with me. You see, I got the whoops with me. Facebook getting a little slow on the roll up. Y'all pull up on Big Church, man. We about to get into this shit. Let me see who else on the ground, man. You feel me? Shout out to everybody tuning in. We on Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, Twitter, all at the same goddamn time.
Oh my God.
All at the same goddamn time. We about to get into this Young Miami shit though, man. What the fuck is going on, man? Why what's going on between Young Miami and JT? What the fuck have I missed? Now, y'all gotta give me a little bit because I can't just open up my Twitter now. I can't just open up my Twitter now. My Twitter feed got a whole lot of porn on it. I'm not gonna lie. So let me make sure I filter out. Let me make sure I filter out everything I filter out before I just share the screen to this. You know what I'm saying? Before I just share the screen with y'all, man, with this shit that's going on, man. I'm trying to get to the shit. I really think I should just go to Young Miami page because that's the shit that y'all really want to see. You know what I'm saying? Young Miami. Boom. We're gonna share the screen. Okay, hold on. Oh, like I told y'all, I can't just give y'all my Twitter feed now. They'll log us out of here. They will log us the fuck up out here. Okay, I got it pulled up, man. I got it pulled up, man. Where we at with it? Shout out Twitter, man. Twitter's fucking with me strong. They ain't never seen Big Church go live on Twitter, man. I'm here. Ain't nobody else but Big Church.
I don't know how to say it.
Let's see what Instagram holding on, man. You know I got the whoops, man. Yeah, get FYB in this thing, man. You know I got the whoops in this thing. Shout out to the whoop, man. But okay, let's split the screen up. Give y'all what y'all want to see, man. How I share this screen again? Okay, whoop. All right. There's no thing on here that y'all can't already see. Let's zoom in on the shenanigans. Let's just see. Is there anything before that? All right, I think it starts here. I think it starts here. See a classic soundbite. What's that? This right here?
I don't know how to say it.
That's that classic soundbite you talking about, Church. It is a classic, man. Only if you Only if you know, and to the ones that don't, they will. Only if you know, and to the ones that don't, they will. So let's get into this. I probably have to zoom my whole screen in just because. Okay. So it starts off here. We're here, live on Let's It's your boy Southside Cheetah Let's Legend, aka that nigga that have Mr. Grass on the wall. God damn it. Check out the ambiance. It's crazy. It's fucking bananas. But let's see. It starts off with JT tweeting out Glock loaded with an extended clip, retweeted by Young Miami. If we zoom in, I gotta zoom in. Y'all gotta just bear with a nigga. Young Miami reads, says, a bitch been sneak dissing me for weeks, and I ain't say shit. What a bitch mad at me for? Strong words. These are strong words. Young Miami then again goes on Twitter, says, I ain't jealous of a soul. I'm always like, go, bitch, go. I clap for everybody. I show love to everybody. It ain't a bitch I haven't shown love to. She continues with a tweet, and these are getting seen by millions of people. Millions of people. He says, LOL, here we go. Okay. Now she's talking to JT when she says this. She says, oh, what's that? He said, you want to join? In fact, we trust you want to join. I gotta send you the link, church. This is a different type of live stream. I gotta send you the link. Let me know if you want me to send you the link. I'll send it to you. It's gonna come from my live on Lake Street page. Okay, but it says for you to come on here and try to play victim is crazy, Jatavia. You've been sneak dissing me for the last couple of days. I haven't said shit back to you. You made two whole songs dissing me, and I still rapped your shit with my chest out. Showed love. So what's the real problem here? That's just from Young Miami. She comes back and we said, in fact, we trust. Let me know if you're still on the live, church. I'll send you the link. It says, okay. Young Miami then again goes on Twitter, says, a bitch trying to kick me while I'm down and play into it. Play into these narratives is dangerous when I've been nothing but a good friend. That's crazy. Let me know what y'all thinking about what y'all think about this scenario so far, man. Twitter's loving this. Shout out to Twitter, man. I'm gonna keep going live on Twitter just for y'all.
Oh my God!
Just for y'all. Cut the explosion. Twitter's fucking with me right now. That was the wrong goddamn button. So anyway, that's when JT chimes in. She says, which song was about you? She said, no bars and sideways. Mind you, I haven't heard these songs. I guess I should probably give them a listen. Do a little 1-2 and give them a listen. But okay, she said, somebody reacts to JT or Young Miami says, girl, if it was a diss, why you been on your story making videos and singing both songs? You trying to flip this around to make JT look bad publicly. Publicity. And I'm clocking you, I guess. She says, bitch, because I'm not a hater. JT then goes and tweets out, you looking for a way out of your situation. Who was the first person who called you when it all started? Young Miami goes and says, not you, bitch.
Oh my God!
She says, not you, bitch. This shit's getting crazy. Oh shit. Why y'all ain't tell me my camera was out? Y'all was just gonna let Big Church do what Big Church do, huh? Hold tight. I gotta get my main camera back on. That's crazy. Crazy. Y'all wasn't gonna say shit to me. Y'all wasn't gonna say shit to me. Just let the nigga camera be out. We back? Is we back and rolling? How we supposed to be back and rolling, man? Shout out to Twitter. They going in strong. 25 people on Twitter. 5 people on YouTube, Facebook. Check it out. If you on Twitter watching this and you fucking with your boy, share this shit, like this shit, retweet this shit. I'm giving y'all this straight raw real. Anywho, back to it. Let me go back to Instagram. So it just happened. Oh yeah, this is real time. This happened in real time. So yeah, JT tweets out to Young Miami says, "You're looking for a way out of your situation, but who was there? Who was the first person who called you when it all started?" She responds, "Not you." Young Miami says, "You're weird, but always want to act like I'm a weirdo. You always mad. It's always a problem, and all I try to do is push you, tell you you the shit. You can rap. You should model, etc. You always mad. You doing your shit as you should. Congratulations, but somehow you still mad at it." Okay, let's go back to it. Miami tweets out some emojis. Somebody tweets to Young Miami, JT really had two girls thinking no bars was about them. Sagittarius really so powerful, bro. He said, "Shut your big head, little body ass up, bitch." Why is it so much beef going on in these streets? Anywho, let's continue. Oh shit. Okay, so this is when JT she says, if I'm ever mad, I have a reason to be behind closed doors. You have done stuff to me that you think I should just get over. You never come to my defense when I would have literally took a bullet for you. When CP popped off, who was CP? When CP popped off, I was there. First episode. That must have been. Well, does anybody know who CP is? Could somebody drop a comment? Let me know who CP is. When CP popped off, I was there. First episode. And when someone canceled, I showed up. Yeah, Miami respond tweet says, Jatavia, we just got off the phone. Oh, this is new. This is 27 minutes ago. Okay. Jatavia, we just got off the phone. I'm so confused now. We back on the internet? Question mark, question mark, question mark. She says, this tweet was before the phone conversation. Don't know why it didn't go through. Maybe because everyone blowing up my phone and it still stands. I'm glad to see you know how to respond. You nonchalant about, oh, shit. You nonchalant about everything else. Hopefully this shit can go back without it. Okay. Jatavia, I love you. I'm moving on. So I guess they just squashed the beef. Just like that. Just like that in real time, man. This shit don't make no sense. Steph Weezy in the building, man. We just got done covering the beef between I was about to call her YT, between JT and Young Miami. If it was your first time tuning in, I guess they had a little kerfuffle on the internets. Young Miami, show Carisha, please. Is that what you're talking about on episode 1? CP, Young Miami, the Carisha, please shit. I don't know what you're talking about, church. Anywho, it's time to move on to this Meek Mill shit, man. It's time to move on to this Meek Mill shit, man. What is Meek Mill up to? I seen he was on there showing off guns, all different type of shit. Oh, did he delete it? He must have deleted his shit. He tweeted and deleted his shit. If you, oh nope. Here he is doing his 1-2. Now hold on. This got to be the dumbest shit you can do. This has to be one of the dumbest shits you can do. I hate when I press pause. There we go. Get my motherfucking buttons back. This got to be one of the dumbest shit you can do. This nigga got a switch in a range somewhere. I don't know. I don't know. Meek Mill has a switch in a range, shooting it off live on Twitter. This shit, you can't make this shit up. You can't make this type of dumb nigga behavior up, man. You can't make this type of dumb nigga behavior up. Twitter is really fucking with your boy, man. If you're watching this on Twitter at Southside Chief, I am the Lake Street Legend. God damn it, y'all tuned in about 40 people live. That's what the fuck I'm talking about. I'm finna start going live on here. If y'all fucking with me on Twitter, let me see. Y'all ain't dropping no comments though. Y'all just watching Big Church in the stream. It's all good. It's all good in the neighborhood. We breaking this shit down. But like I was saying, back to Meek Mill. I don't know who he was going off on. I started off with triggers, but if you're not into text nowadays, you will be behind on life. I like computers better. I'm guns ready. I'm guns really hurt people. I'm guns really hurt people. Wow. I play with them guns better than computers, though I just choose not to, only for defense. Okay. Okay. He tweets that out. How a nigga trying to clap another guy and say a guy from Philadelphia did it too? Oh, I thought that was my other camera. I really don't care for this Meek Mill shit, man. The niggas going out kind of crazy. I really could just pop my shit how I need to pop my shit, man. Y'all really fucking with me on goddamn Twitter, and I fuck with y'all. If y'all watching this live, I got my whoops. Let's cut this shit. This is what we're gonna do. I got my whoop box right here from the whoop man himself. Don't play yourself out now. This episode is brought to you by Bumble. Sponsored by Bumble. One shot and keep you Bumble clot free. That's a fact. God damn it. Every time, every fucking time. Let me press play so I can get my shit back.
Oh my God.
There we go. There we go. Need to get my motherfucking sound effects back. Let me see. Let's see. Twerk and paint. Now you're trying to have fake beef when him and Stevie J out here vegan in real life. Tossing salad. That's crazy. Hey, Twerk and paint. Shout out to you. I'm gonna start doing some events with Casablanca. I think we should collab on that. I think it could be real dope. Once a week. Get this shit going how it needs to go. Let's figure it out. Let's get to it. Let's get this money on. Oh shit. Hit of the Dreamer. Hit the Dreamer says, Carisha, please. What was that referring to? That show? Episode 1? Was that referring to show episode 1? Twerk and paint say, let's go. Yeah, let's do it. What venues do you be using when you do the twerk and paint? Let a nigga know something. Don't let a nigga hold nothing. Let a nigga know something. Don't let a nigga hold Nathan.
Oh my God.
You feel me? See what's going on. You know what? I need to figure out if I can go live from a couple different pages. That's what I need to do. But we're gonna get into it like this, man. Let me go pull up YouTube. We're gonna do some more breakdowns on some shit while I got y'all here, man. Let's do some breakdowns on some shit. Twitter watching, but they ain't got no comments for your boy. I don't like that. Say these venues be playing, but I'm about to take it outdoors. I feel you on that. I totally felt you on that one. Big Chris Security in the building. What's popping, church? Down there to miss the goddamn show by now. No, I'm just playing. We need to get you in here on an interview one of these days, man. We got to get you in here, church. See what's going on. Let me see. We're gonna do a breakdown. Let's see what Flacco got. Just hold on. Hold the fuck on. Playback speed. We're gonna need that 1.20 fizz. Okay. We about to get this to y'all, man. We about to get y'all this exclusive straight from Flacco himself. Let's see what he's talking about. How I share this screen again. Stop sharing. Share the screen. And the most pathetic. Yep.
Wale, his former label mate. Now, Wale and Meek Mill got a tumultuous history. In 2014, Meek Mill would call out Wale on Twitter for not posting his album. Everybody can see it. None of y'all dudes don't call me, text me, nothing. It is what it is. Wale just ain't going to tweet a thing about my album. He's been hating on me a long time now. Don't even text me, cornball. You not MMG. I never understood the you didn't post my album phenomenon when it comes to rappers. Now, in 2024, it has chilled out a little bit, but back in like 2015, it was a huge deal. Now, I never understood this because, first off, somebody may want to curate their Instagram not to include a bunch of random stuff, just pictures of themselves. And also, Wale and Meek shares the same demographic. Wale posting a Meek Mill album is not going to raise the sales of Meek Mill's album, right? Right. Listen, like all the active followers who follow Wale also follow Meek Mill, and they're going to see the exact same thing. So I never quite understood that. Now, Wale never really responded back. He sort of played it cool, tried to call Meek behind the scenes, but Meek wasn't picking up. So what took place was Wale went on the Breakfast Club and they asked Wale in 2015 about the Meek Mill and Drake beef.
And when
Smell like it.
this guy's crazy. And we gotta ask a question. When Meek Mill started going at Drake on social media, the first thing people said was
the same thing he did to Wale.
Now, when you seen it, what did you think?
Hold on 1 second. Let me put some more liquor in your cup.
Leave.
Put more liquor in your cup.
Sorry, what was the question?
When you seen it, what did you think?
I can't tiptoe around this one. Huh?
Mm-mm.
You looking
No
right
tiptoe.
through these motherfuckers. Well, no, I was just like, all right, well, somebody probably be off the drink right now. Church is just lunching probably. Just it's not a good look, not a good thing you're doing, but I ain't talked to him. I called him several times since that, John. I ain't,
What you mean? He just don't pick up?
I called
Change his number or what?
I called him. I don't know what's going on, but I talked to a lot of the dudes in Dream Chasers, Talk and O'Malley and Rock, everybody cool and whatever. But when he did that, I was just like, all right, somebody might be off the drink, a little testosterone on tour, like you with your girl. I don't know what's going on, but it's not the right decision.
From a truly hip hop perspective, just hip hop. What did you think of that battle?
The battle.
I just feel like, and this is me speaking as somebody who's been in the industry for a good amount of time and that's the same age as these dudes. I don't think he, I honestly think, he brought like a pencil to a gunfight. He didn't bring a knife, a pencil. You know what I'm saying? You piece of paper, try to paper cut him to death. Like you can't compete with somebody that got them type of relationships.
Wale said what everybody was thinking, that Meek Mill brought a pencil to a gunfight, that Meek Mill came unequipped for the battle and Drake absolutely washed him and waxed him. But Meek Mill was in denial, and Meek would take to his Instagram to go off on Wale for giving his honest opinion on the Breakfast Club. Now, mind you, Wale and Meek weren't on good terms. Meek already went off on Wale on Twitter in 2014 last year. So like Wale was under no obligation whatsoever to say anything positive about Meek, but he still didn't completely like go off on Meek. He says that that Meek would have lost the battle anyway because of Drake relationship. So he never really critiqued Meek Mill, I guess, disses or rapping ability. He just kept it honest, but Meek Mill still wasn't feeling it and went off on Wale on Instagram. Meek Mill will say, ninjas be doing all this to drop a new record, gossiping about their whole out feelings and their personal life because they miserable and nobody don't rock with them. Really stay away from me, fam. You not MMG no more. Now Meek Mill didn't kick Wale out of MMG, and Meek Mill didn't own MMG. It's crazy how Rick Ross allowed this. All right, this is why you can't get my number. You a hoe, and you dead crack right now, Wale. Fuck out of here, nut. I wasn't even mad at you, fam. You got some real issues with yourself, and you jealous. Broke rapper. This is my last time, I think, addressing issue on the internet. But if I don't talk about it, one of you dudes gonna get hurt speaking my name like it's sweet. Y'all ninjas gonna stop mentioning my name like it ain't no consequences. I'm off the internet. I don't speak on MMG in interviews unless it's good. You a clown. We don't want to hear you no more, fam. Go jump off a roof like you've been trying to do, champ. Wale will respond back, currently looking for a roof. Meek Mill took a really low dig at Wale's open issues about his mental health. And Wale sort of joked it off, but you could tell, bro, like it was effed up and things were never quite the same after that, even though they both sort of like silently like stopped addressing each other. And Rick Ross will say that he called them both and got them to squash their issues and that they are really brothers.
Ross says, it's a misunderstanding. As soon as the tweets went out, I spoke to both of them on the phone. Those guys, they're brothers. Rose also recalled the first MMG video shoot where Meek, Wale, and himself all drove together in the same car. On Tuesday, Wale shouted out the currently incarcerated Meek Mill on his new song, MMG Under God.
The issues were behind them. They squashed it, but it was never really the same after that, trust me. Like, we didn't see Wale and Meek Mill buddy again. They wasn't like squad or gang or homies or in pictures together. No, they sort of just put their issues behind them for the sake of the label, but they never really rocked with each other since. Now, fast forward from 2015 to the end of 2023 in December, when a personality by the name of Ink Glizzy would do a DJ Academics interview. And during this interview, he would reveal that Wale was actively trying to backdoor Meek Mill during that era.
You had said something on YouTube about some backdoor Meek Mill Wale shit. Explain that story.
I'm in the studio one day. I don't really know Meek and Wale into it. Like, I'm a fan of it for real. I only see whatever Shy up on, and I'm only gonna see that part of it. So I might see something like, but I don't have a platform at all to even say nothing and tell nobody this. I maybe tell a couple friends in the neighborhood, but fuck is that? How far is that about to go? So I don't even tell nobody. We in the studio one day, we just chilling. And then Shy and Wale was talking. I guess Meek did something to Wale or something. He just was talking like, I hate that nigga, something. We should do something to that nigga. Like, what do you think of that? Just talking in general. I ain't gonna try to go into detail.
So Shy was like an enforcer. So like Wale is coming to him with his problems, and Shy is saying, I can fix that.
Nah, not even that. Shy be around street guys. Wale don't got no street backing at all. Like, he don't even know nobody from the street. Like, I don't even know how Wale got on. Like, not for real.
Listen, I never heard Ink Glizzy tell a lie. I don't think Ink Glizzy has any reason to lie about this story. So it would seem that Wale, for all we know, really tried to stick the DC goons on Meek, no pun intended. He tried to get, Shy Glizzy at the time, who was around a lot of goons like Ink Glizzy and others, to get on Meek's ass and go to war on behalf of Wale. Now, I'm not sure if the call from Rick Ross sort of squashed all of that, but it looks like Wale really wanted to smoke with Meek. Now, this information being released in 2023, and, a lot of us thought, okay, the Wale and Meek Mill peace treaty is about to be broken because Meek Mill is a hothead. Now, Meek Mill did admit that in 2015, he was on heavy pills, which is why he was like extra sporadic and all over the place with his emotions. So in 2023, when Ink Glizzy actually said that, we were expecting Meek Mill to go off, but Meek Mill actually handled it like an adult. And when a fan asked him on Twitter if he rocked with Wale, he actually said, yeah, despite the fact that Ink Glizzy was on the podcast saying that Wale at some point tried to backdoor Meek Mill. A fan asks, do you have any ongoing feud with Wale? #ask Meek. Meek Mill will say, hell no. We had our arguments before years back, but I came in this game getting money with him. I'm not holding no grudges against my peoples, and for what? So up until January of 2024, Meek and Wale are good. They are cool. Now, fast forward to last month when Academics and Meek Mill went back and forth, and Academics started doing a bunch of anti-Meek Mill interviews. Now, one of the interviews that Academics did that got a lot of vision, like he felt like a lot of eyes on it, was the interview that Academics did with Meek Mill's right-hand man and best friend for years, Dean. Now, Dean exposed the fact that Meek Mills was pretty frugal. He would take back his Dream Chaser chains from his homies at the end of the night. He was hating on T Grizzly, among other things, bro. He just pretty much told all of Meek Mill business to Academics.
No goddamn way that Meek Mill was taking back chains from like it was Cinderella taking back the slippers. There's no way. I've talked to other crews and they literally say, nah, man, yo, he's gassing it. Like, that didn't happen.
I said what I said with my chest, man. I ain't take it back. Did anybody say I was lying besides 21? And we figured he was lying.
We gotta talk about 21 thing. We talk about after. Okay, so wait. If you my mans and we on the crew, say all right, I'm doing the academy. If all y'all are with me and we all repping the academy, yo, bro, it's like King Von with the old blockchains. It's your old blockchain right here. It's your old blockchain right here. Y'all is putting in work. Y'all is the reason why you getting a chain is because you've earned it. It was the first time I ever heard where it's like, nah, you're just getting to wear the chain for the day. You bring it back. That wasn't odd. You know that shit true. But how did it start? That's what I'm trying to say. It's like,
I'm not gonna lie, I can understand why Meek Mill would despise this guy. Like, we best friends, we homies. Like, even if we fall out, bro, you going to do an interview with Academics, my biggest op, bro, it's kind of wacky, like it's kind of wild, right? So I can understand why Meek Mill would despise this guy and hate him with every fiber in his being. So Meek Mill obviously don't like Dean, and he's not kicking it with Dean. He got no love for Dean right now. So anybody who's in the industry, who's close with Meek, who aligns himself with Dean, Meek Mill also hates you as well. So a picture of Wale and Dean surfaced on Dean's Instagram today. Dean and Wale linked up at a strip club, and Dean captioned it, "Want to boss up your life? All you got to do is get with me. Hashtag stay ready." Now, it doesn't appear like these two just accidentally met. It felt like these two spent the night together, right? Like they went to the strip club together. But Wale didn't just start linking up with Dean because Dean and Meek Mill is now beefing. When Meek Mill was running with MMG, when him and Wale was together every day of their life, Dean was right there with Meek. So Wale and Dean built a strong friendship. So should that friendship end and cease once Dean and Meek is now beefing? Should Wale cut off his friend because his friend is not seeing eye to eye with Meek? Or is Wale in a right? Is Wale, obligated to stop hanging out with Dean? I don't think so. I feel like you should be able to hang out with your friends. And if two friends are beefing who knew each other before they knew you, well, you let them figure it out and you stay out the mix, right? You stay in the middle and you play it neutral. Now, Meek Mill wasn't feeling this at all, and Meek Mill went on a Twitter rank of epic proportions. Here's what Meek Mill had to say about Wale linking up with Dean. "Wale never liked me. Now I'm going to treat him like the streets every time I see him. I gave him 1,000 chances. These guys be thinking they linking with the enemy, clown-ass ninja. I wish I would have knew the other day. I would have stressed you." Now, apparently, these dudes were at Michael Rubin party, so he would have stressed Meek if he would have knew they linked up. All right, these ninjas intentionally linking with ninjas. They want me down. Let's do it. He just shook my son at wrestling. Y'all gonna really make me become what y'all asking for. In reference to the Michael Rubin party, he says, "If I fell away, I would have just made Wale dip. My son was there. He was trying to take pics of Rubin like a groupie. Now he's sitting around bum ops in Philly. How did these guys get this secretly jealous of me? LOL, they went broke." Now somebody asks, "It's not even noon. What the F y'all rap niggas got going on today?" Meek says, "They like hoes." All right, bitches. Right after you cut him off, now I'm gonna come to DC and take over the streets and power some niggas that hate him. But nobody hates him. He's depressed and sick. Also, he been that way. Wale will respond back to this by saying, "When you get in other people on serious drama in this industry, 90% of the time they be back friends eventually, and then you look silly in the end. So I love minding my business. If a photo can create such vitriol, one has to ask himself some questions." Happy Monday. Wale is essentially telling the Quentin Miller story. He was working with Drake. Meek Mill and DJ Drama leaked some reference tracks, because Quentin Miller wouldn't work with Meek because he was loyal to Drake. So after that got leaked, Drake and Meek started beefing. Quentin Miller picked Drake's side. Then Drake stopped messing with a Quentin Miller because everybody in the world thought that Quentin Miller was writing all of Drake hits. So now Meek don't like Quentin Miller because he wouldn't work with him. Drake don't like him because now it's out there that Quentin Miller was writing Drake's, I guess.
Frank Lucas, shout out to you. Shut alive.
So now guess what? Quentin Miller is not an odd man out. And fast forward a couple of years, Drake and Meek squashed their issues. They're back cool again. They on records. Now Quentin Miller is the odd man out. So while they learn, bro, listen, if these industry dudes is beefing, bro, you stay out of it. Now, Meek wouldn't stop here. Meek Mill will pile on and just keep on ranting. Meek Mill ignores what Wale says and then pull up a TikTok of N Glizzy saying that Wale tried to backdoor him, the thing that we just played a couple of minutes ago. Yeah. So Meek Mill pulled that up and says, "I ignored this because if this was true, you would be in danger. But now I see you around guys that's on full Meek campaigns. I get you. I wouldn't have dat you and made you uncomfortable around my family the other day. That's why you try to post Mike but hate me, LOL. If I call Glizzy and he say, yeah, that's a different level of danger. I have access with you. I just didn't ask because I'm more developed and now I know you a hoe. But believe I find out any of this is true, I'm on you." Meek Mill has issues, man. Like instead of addressing what Wale says, he then completely ignores it and starts talking street stuff, bro. Yo, Meek has issues and it's unclear exactly how Meek is going to get help for his issues, man. But this isn't normal. Humans are not supposed to behave like this, Brent, especially multimillionaires at the top are not supposed to be this sporadic and unhinged. Wale has no loyalty to you. You said time after time again, but you and Wale are not friends, right? Like y'all are cool. Y'all not friends. Wale and Dean are friends. They have a relationship. Wale, bro, like I can't even fathom like how Meek Mill would think that Wale should be loyal to him or Wale should say F his friendships because he's loyal to Meek Mill when Meek Mill has violated Wale time after time after time. Like Meek Mill has shown no love for Wale, has shown no loyalty to Wale. He's violated Wale time after time after time. But Wale is supposed to show loyalty to you, man. Cut it, man. Y'all let me know in the comment section. What do you guys think about this? Right? Do you guys believe that Wale was in the wrong or is Meek in the wrong? And if you're still watching, click on this video right here as to why I believe J. Cole's career is over after he apologized to Kendrick Lamar.
No. I ain't even gonna lie to you. J. Cole got some explaining to do. J. Cole got some explaining to do. Who is it? J. Cole, you got some explaining to do, bro. You had no business doing that shit you did. You had no business doing that shit you did, church. Had no business. 612 Realtor was popping. Like, comment, share the live. Twitter's still rolling. Yep, Twitter's still rolling. 50 people on Twitter, 5 people on YouTube, couple people on Facebook. It's all good. It's all good. Damn, nigga getting drunk earlier. I shouldn't have never. Instagram. Who's still here on the gram? Let me know something before I cut this gram off. Let's see what he got to say. Actually, let me go back. I guess y'all can see what my home feed look like when it comes to Oh, this looks interesting. I ain't gonna lie to you.
Cat Williams recently spoke out against countless powerful Hollywood figures in a podcast with Shannon Sharpe, and they are not happy. What makes Cat's expose so dangerous is that tens of millions of people around the world believe he is telling the truth. This man is speaking against the evils of this world. Thank you, Cat Williams. This generation is hungry for the truth. Thank you, Cat, for speaking your truth. We absolutely believe you.
They canceled me for talking about Harvey Weinstein before the thing came out, but he offered to suck my penis in front of all my people at my agency.
Now, a lot of what Cat said in this podcast cannot be proven true or false. But because he is funny, a good storyteller, and most importantly, confident with his words, this allowed him to convince millions that he's telling the truth. Plus, we all know that celebrities don't often speak their true thoughts on the industry or politics out of fear of being canceled. However, some things he said are just straight up lies.
I'm probably reading 3,000 books a year from the time that I'm 8 years old to the time that I'm 12. My next project was to read the whole encyclopedia set. So when you're like 6, 7 years old, you read the whole encyclopedia set, you think you're one of the smartest people in the world.
So apparently Cat read the entire encyclopedia and read 8 nonfiction books every single day from age 8 to age 12. This is impossible, and it's a lie. Throughout this entire podcast, Cat slipped in bold-faced lies which massively contradicts his preaches of spreading the truth.
Nobody knows why liars lie. And that's why I had to come on the program.
Cat exists in this middle ground where nobody can really determine if he is telling the truth, if he is lying, if he's telling a joke, if he's on drugs, if he has a mental illness, or if he is clearly exposing the dark and sinister nature of Hollywood. So today, I am going to give you as much context as possible so you can make that decision for yourself, starting with his earliest introduction to Hollywood on the set of his very first movie, Friday After Next, where Cat played the role of Money Mike. But in the script, Cat alleged that Money Mike was originally supposed to be violently assaulted.
The truth of the matter is, the Money Mike in the original script got raped in the bathroom. Cat Williams had to take the risk in front of the studios and the cast and the powers that be in his very first movie and say respectfully, the problem with Friday After Next is we're trying to make a classic comedy. And this comedy involves a rape. And rape is never funny, no matter who it happens to or what the circumstances are. If you would allow me to allow us to do this movie without a black man getting raped in it, I promise you that it will be twice as funny.
Ice Cube, who wrote, produced, and acted in the film, denied these allegations.
Second thing I want to clear up, I would never shoot a scene in a movie, especially like Friday, where you actually see this happening on camera. That ain't my style. If you check out any of my movies, they're not raunchy.
But it's because Cat said things like this throughout his interview caused fans to cast doubt on anyone who denied his claims.
These people are not powerful. Satan can't create anything. That includes blessings for his people. You know what the number one job of somebody that sold their soul in Hollywood is? Is to act like it didn't happen. They all do the same job.
Cat believes he has a more legitimate and honorable legacy than the other comedians he has been associated with throughout his career. These men, Cat says, have formed a gang in Hollywood that actively steal and or blackball young entertainers' careers, which drives them into madness.
For 30 years, they're a group. These aren't 3 random guys. The way that Ricky Smiley kept appearing at all of my auditions is because of Steven said he would tell anybody that, listen, they got a gang on that side. They know what it is. They know who the gang is. All of these dudes are co-entwined and they share secrets. And this is the age of truth. And the truth doesn't need to be scared of the fact that people tell lies.
Cat only mentions 3 of these group members by name: Steve Harvey, Cedric the Entertainer, and Ricky Smiley. But you will notice throughout the video, he makes bold accusations about many other massive stars like Kevin Hart and Martin Lawrence. Are they also a part of the gang? Well, that's up for you to decide.
If you sign up for their program, you get a light-skinned, weird-faced wife that never do an interview.
Anyways, let's start with Kat's claims that Cedric the Entertainer and Steve Harvey stole his material. But first, I'm going to steal your attention for just a minute to tell you about today's sponsor. Have you ever Googled your name and seen yourself on one of those strange sites that has way too much for it? Today's sponsor info is for weeks using release sizes or fraudulence in the AT&T data. You can start your 2-week free trial. Have stolen jokes from him. Cedric did it first on the original Kings of Comedy tour in 2000, which at the time was the highest grossing comedy tour in history. Steve Harvey, Cedric the Entertainer, and Bernie Mac playing sold-out arenas from coast to coast. The tour grossed over $18 million in its first year. In 1999, both Seagram Americas and HBO sponsored the tour. D.L. Hewley was added, and the 2-year gross exceeded $37 million. And at the exact same time of this tour, Kat was just starting to make a name for himself in Hollywood.
He thought that I was just a no-name comedian and that he could take this joke and nobody would know. Right. The issue was that I had already done this particular joke on BET's Comic View twice.
This is the joke that Kat is referring to, which was originally performed in 1998 on BET's Comic View program.
You had your car radio up so loud that you couldn't hear the damn thing when it cut off. It looked like this. You flossing in a 6-shift convertible.
Using physical comedy, Kat mimics someone trying to assess why their car just broke down while the music is blasting. The alleged theft came from Cedric the Entertainer 2 years later on the original Kings of Comedy tour, which was in 2000. The premise of Cedric's joke was that white people are obsessed with the moon and space. He says black people are not, but if they gotta go to space, then they would drive the spaceship like this.
We drive a space shuttle like it's a 72 deuce and a quarter. Nigga, we get us a cigarette, nigga, we be in a space shuttle, nigga, like it's a 72 deuce. Nigga, we get us.
Now, when you consider the music cue, which is not very common in stand-up comedy, that already looks suspicious. Then the side-by-side comparison indicates Cedric makes very similar physical movements that Kat did. Cedric says he did not steal the joke, and that if Kat was so upset about it, he had 30 opportunities to speak up.
Can't say you stole one of his jokes. Yeah, like, I mean, it was ridiculous. You know what I mean? It was like the idea of the joke that he was even talking about don't even match up with no timeline. So for me, it was one of those things like...
Did you have a conversation? Did you guys sell it? Did you have a conversation with Kat?
I've seen this guy 30 times. Like, dog, if you literally was that upset about it, like, no, why you say nothing? Like, that don't even make sense.
But Kat says that Cedric apologized about stealing the joke years ago and is now lying to the public that he never stole it in the first place.
Him and Steve had already apologized for me, so I gave him a pass. Why would you sit here and be like, I saw Kat 30 times. Why did I give you a pass if you were just gonna lie?
So imagine how a young Cat Williams felt seeing his best joke being stolen by one of the biggest comedians in the world on the largest grossing comedy tour in history.
He never wrote anything. Remember, when Cedric the Entertainer starts, he's supposed to be singing, dancing, and telling jokes. That's why he's called the Entertainer. He did.
If you're just now tuning in on Twitter, make sure that you follow me on here at your boy Comedy Chief. You know what I'm saying? We getting this shit busting, over 65 people watching on Twitter. I ain't gonna slow the show down. I'm gonna give y'all the information. Y'all tuned in a little bit on Facebook. Y'all tuned in a little bit on YouTube, but Twitter's on me heavy. Let's get back to the content.
These specials, they're so bad, Shannon, they're not available on Netflix or Tubi.
Noticing all the backlash, Cedric responded to Kat's.
That was crazy. Saying, nigga, your shit so fucked up. Your shit ain't available on Netflix or Tubi. Tubi? I just filled out an application for Tubi, nigga. You crazy.
Comments on Instagram. Revisionist history. Regardless of whatever Kat's opinion, my career can't be reduced to one joke Cat Williams claims as his. Cedric added, I'm a grown-ass man, and none of that shit going to go like you think. But Cedric isn't the only one that stole Kat's material. Steve Harvey's theft of Kat's jokes is arguably much worse. At the 2005 BET Comedy Awards, Steve Harvey introduced a hot upcoming comedian to the stage by the name of Cat Williams. Cat hit the stage and absolutely dominated the crowd with his joke about gas prices.
Because the world is crazy right now. What is
Shout out to beautiful 05 disaster.
I don't care how much money you
like the live for me, set a live for me so you can hear me.
Used to be, if you put $15 in your tank, you had time to bond with your vehicle. You had time to put the nozzle in and set the clicker and look through your car and clean off the dashboard.
Then Steve Harvey did a joke about gas prices 3 years later in his comedy special, Still Trippin'.
Gas $4 a gallon. Can't even pump gas like you used to no more. $4 a gallon? You remember when you used to go to pump and put the nozzle in there and hit it? Be sitting there talking, be on your phone. Hey, what's happening? Be walking around, cleaning the windshield.
It's hard to see this as anything other than blatant theft, but Cat didn't stop there. He continued to expose Steve's long history of suspicious behavior. It started with why Bernie Mac quit the iconic comedy tour.
Do you consider yourself a king of comedy?
They consider that. After Bernie left, them same three guys I'm telling you about, the Kings, they came to me. I was supposed to be the fourth king. I got the offer,
then what happened?
But I turned it down.
Why?
Because you shit on Bernie, and I know the truth. You think I'm gonna let you shit on Bernie and then come get me? I'm the next king? Fuck you.
Now, there has been an infamous beef between Steve Harvey and the late Bernie Mac that fans have known about for years. There were often arguments between the four comedians of who should be the closer or finale of the tour. Since Bernie was a much funnier comedian, Steve would get booed by the crowd when he performed after Bernie.
Why? Because the whole time Bernie was here, you was acting like you was funnier than him. The reason you was supposed to go last is because it was your tour. Tell the truth. It was Steve's tour. Not it was gonna be called the King's Comedy, it was Steve's tour. These are the guys opening for him. Of course you gotta close if it's your tour.
Harvey eventually just ended up being the host of the tour and not performing a full stand-up routine because he just couldn't make the audience laugh as hard as Bernie. D.L. Hewley, who was also on the tour, even said that Steve never thought Bernie would become successful, and when he started getting more opportunities, he became jealous.
You feel that the beef between Bernie Mac and Steve Harvey was because Steve Harvey was getting a lot of network love during the time and Bernie Mac not so much?
Yeah, and then Bernie started to get it. So yeah, I think that, Steve at one point was, uber successful, and then Bernie started to, because he didn't ever think he would get the opportunity he got. But once he did, America loved him, like we all kind of knew they would, and he decided to go a different way.
Eventually, Bernie got sick of Steve hating, realized his worth, and exited the tour, which ended up forcing all four guys to split up.
We split up. You wish you would stayed, kept it together, kept it together.
We tried everything, but dudes felt like they was movie stars. I never saw myself as a movie star.
Steve basically claims that Bernie went Hollywood and acted too good for the guys, and Kat didn't like that.
Imagine him coming to tell you another story where he got so big and it was Bernie and them's fault because they wanted to be movie stars. What? You called Ocean 11 to get that nigga's part. What do you mean you didn't want to be a movie star?
Allegedly, Steve even called the producers for the heist comedy film Ocean's 11 to steal the role of Frank Catton from Bernie Mac. Ocean's 11 featured a star-studded cast, including George Clooney, Matt Damon, Brad Pitt, Julia Roberts, and Casey Affleck, among others. The film became a huge critical and commercial success, earning over $450 million at the worldwide box office. Having a substantial role in a film of this magnitude helped the rising trajectory of Bernie Mac's career. An infamous GQ article from 2003 released when Bernie Mac himself claimed that Steve was jealous of him from the very beginning. Overall, Kat is obviously upset about Steve stealing material, but ironically, he was more upset that Harvey tried to lie and claim that Bernie went Hollywood on the Kings of Comedy, when in reality, Steve was so jealous of his success that Bernie couldn't take it anymore and quit.
And now that he gone, you gonna act like he Stop it. You stop it. That man was funnier than all of y'all, and y'all thought y'all had one over on him. The king is the funniest.
Right now.
Period. Every time. And that's why no audience member was ever swayed.
I got 70
It didn't matter
people
where
on
Bernie went. You
Twitter
think
right
if
now.
Bernie went first, he wasn't the king? Get out of here.
But Cat Williams and Steve Harvey's beef did not stop there. A few years later in 2008, a show promoter booked Steve Harvey and Cat Williams to co-headline a New Year's Eve stadium show in Detroit. Cat entered his villain arc and challenged Steve to a comedy battle on the Jamie Foxx radio show, to which Steve accepted.
You have been the king of comedy as long as we've had one. The second that you get off stage, I need you to understand that that's your final time as the king of comedy. I hope you got a team of writers. You're going to need about 6 or 7 of them. You can bring the nation. You can bring Rashawn McDonald. You can bring everybody who listens to your radio show. They gonna see the truth. And its name is Cat Williams. Consider yourself one.
What was supposed to be just a comedy show is now some sort of 1v1 battle dubbed the Championship of Comedy. And Steve responded with this.
I'm not saying he's in trouble, but I'm saying this right here, Jamie. A dog don't bark at parked cars.
Basically, Steve's analogy was that he shouldn't respond to Cat Williams because he is too famous and successful. So on New Year's Eve, Steve got on the stage and never addressed or made fun of Cat. That was a big mistake.
Please get up for Steve Harvey one time. Get up for Steve Harvey. He's an excellent comedian, but he don't want no parts of this in any way, shape, or form. I don't know why he came out here with all this money y'all spent on them motherfucking tickets and talked about a lady in the audience for 15 goddamn minutes. That nigga should have talked about me the way I've been to talk about his bitch man. He ain't trying to copy off me and bring that ugly ass, sparkly ass tie out. A regular black suit like he was going to a funeral. Yours, nigga, yours. Nigga did the shit because he was a shit in 1968. Nigga, I'm the shit this evening. Let's fast forward it. To in his disrespectful nigga did something called the original Kings of Comedy. Oh. You gonna be the original King of Comedy, nigga. Did it start with you, you disrespectful son of a bitch. Ryan, not Bill Cosby, Steve Harvey is the original King of Comedy. Use a goddamn lie.
Shout out to Twitter. We got 75 people in the building watching us live.
Cat absolutely embarrassed Steve. He claims this was the end of Harvey's career.
Steve told you that he stopped doing stand-up because he had 7 TV shows. The only problem is when he stopped stand-up, he didn't have those 7 TV shows. He stopped stand-up because he got in a comedy battle called the Championship of Stand-Up Comedy with one Cat Williams in Detroit in front of 10,000 people and lost because Cat Williams said he was actually bald and that was a wig. And I went in and that's why he couldn't do stand-up anymore.
Now, Cat isn't very accurate here. Steve had multiple successful arena comedy tours after the championship battle, and Steve was already bald by 2008, so Cat didn't really expose him for having fake hair. But is it a coincidence that almost immediately after Cat got on that stage and exposed his biggest hater in the industry, he started his crazy downward spiral? In November of 2008, Williams missed an appearance on Conan O'Brien and was later arrested that evening when officers found 3 handguns in his car while exiting rapper Jim Jones' studio in New York. That same month, he checked into the Mount Vernon Inn in Sumter, South Carolina. Shortly after checking in, employees reportedly found Williams stumbling around wearing just a bathrobe and a towel wrapped around his head. When police arrived, Williams asked them for directions to the nearest hospital. There, his family convinced him to seek psychiatric help, to which he was eventually hospitalized. He just said that he doesn't trust anyone anymore, that everyone has turned against him. He wasn't really coherent. Pretty much after this, Cat wasn't seen again until 2011. No stand-up performances, no movies, no TV. The only time he was talked about was when he was arrested. In November of 2010, authorities arrested Cat in Coweta County, Georgia, after he allegedly stole $3,500 worth of coins and jewelry. Things escalated in June of 2011 when he was arrested in connection with an alleged assault on a tractor driver. He supposedly conspired with 3 women who attacked the man in his tractor. In 2012,
Hold on, man. Is you back in Minnesota or what, man? Shout out to
Williams returned to the comedy world.
We're trying to get this thing where it needs to go. I like your appreciation now. Like your appreciation. Start putting spotlights on small local businesses. That's what I'm trying to do now. I'm trying to do that. I'm trying to do that starting with you. I mean, I've been doing it. We 300 episodes in. At least 50 to 100 of them episodes on Live on Let's been small black-owned businesses. Goddamn. You feel me?
World with his 3rd HBO comedy special, Catpocalypse. Unfortunately, with the spotlight back on him,
They trying to play me on my soundboard. Of course I am. Of course you am. Of course you down to come on the show, or of course you back in Minnesota. Which one is which? Which one is which? Let me know something. Don't let a nigga know something. Don't let a nigga hold nothing. You feel me? Let a nigga know something, but don't let a nigga hold Nathan. Oh shit, I'm out of pocket. Am I out of pocket now? Am I good? You see the grass on the Wizzy, product shizzy. You know what I'm saying? We got the show, man. Shout out to Twitter. I kid you not. If you go to my Twitter right now on Southside Chief Twitter, it's over 70 people watching live. This shit's crazy. We live everywhere now. We live on Facebook, we live on YouTube, and we live on Twitter. When I figure out how to do this multi-streaming shit on TikTok, what happened to that boy? My boy Devon Mayweather said, shout out to Sade Robinson on your new ride share company. Okay, Sade Robinson, what you got for me? He said, I'm back in Minnesota. I'm back like I never left. I'm back in Minnesota, but now I'm talking about daily. A lot of y'all content be gossip, beef, etc., etc. I want to support y'all, bro, but I gotta support the right things. Now I feel that. The thing is, a lot of our content isn't gossip, beef, etc. That's just a lot of shit that people see. You know what I'm saying? Like the last 3 episodes we dropped. Let me see, what was it? 612 Day, a young up-and-coming artist. The episode before that was Rich Melzer, a guy from South Minneapolis. He played against Michael Jordan. Actually got a dunk on Michael Jordan. It's all NBA talk. The interview before that was DJ Ray Mills talking about Aqua Days and talking about DJing for Future and shit like that. Like we dropped that Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. Nobody made a word. The last 3 episodes I dropped was all positive news. Nobody gave a fuck. If the negative and gossip and beef content is what gets to you, That's what gets that's your algorithm. That ain't got nothing to do with big church. No, that's not what we spotlight though. That's what you got to say. The whole last week was all positive news from all three of my interviews: Monday, Wednesday, Friday. That's not what we spotlight. I just spotlighted DJ Ray Mills, an artist. I mean, I said an artist. DJ Ray Mills, an NBA player from South Minneapolis, Rich Melzer, played on the Spurs or the Wizards, one or two. And then a young up and coming artist talking about how the Minnesota music scene is. He ain't in none of the beef, controversy, gossip, none of that. And I spotlighted that. But nobody picks up on it, nobody shares it, nobody likes it. The shit that y'all engage with is the beef, is the controversy, is that type of shit. She says, hold on, before I get there, because we got one more comment. We need chosen M.N. Wolf. This is from Devon Mayweather. He said, we need chosen M.N. Wolf. Oh shit, comments is coming in. We need chosen M.N. Wolf on Live on Lake Street. He definitely got something to share. No, I believe that. Now back to Sade Robinson. What she's saying? Share the live, Sade, for your boy one time. We gotta support each other. You feel me? She says, so are those things getting shared multiple times though the week? Like the negative things are? Yeah. You can go to they took our old Instagram page. They took our Instagram page because I outed Party Alone for being a sex offender. His girlfriend hit me up saying, oh my God, this and oh my God, that. Posted that shit. You know what I'm saying? They took it. Niggas sent the shit to like a mass report alert page or whatever. But yeah, I've been posting all about that shit. Probably the Milwaukee, Minnesota shit drowned the shit out. But that's the beef shit that motherfuckers gravitated to. If people gravitate to that shit ain't got nothing to do with big church now. Oh my God. Let's keep it real now. The people gravitate to the bullshit, that ain't got nothing to do with big church. That don't mean that big church ain't putting out the Ray Mills, the Rich Melzers, the young artists from Minnesota. That don't mean I ain't doing what I'm supposed to do. Just because other people gravitating to it. Come on now. Let's keep it a buck. Now shout out to motherfucking Twitter. We got 80 people in the building holding strong. If you're watching on Twitter at Southside Chief, salute to y'all, man. Salute to y'all, man. Facebook just getting a little acquainted a little bit. Just a little bit. Let me see what we got. Princess K, shout out to you. Share the live. Angela Bay, Thomas Davison. Share the live for your boy. We got my boy Devon Mayweather. They said, no, bro, she not saying you spotlight. She's saying the way people spotlight you. I mean, I can't control nobody but myself, brother. You know what I'm saying? I'm not in control of nobody but myself. You know what I'm saying? I made sure you know what I'm saying? I did what I had to do. People pick up what they pick up. That's on them. Said, right. Y'all should sit down and have a meeting. If y'all come together, that's gonna be powerful. Us 8 people matter. No. Facebook matter too, but I gotta shout out my people on Twitter. Twitter holding strong. If you go check on Twitter at Southside Chief, we got 80 people watching strong. I'm about to get back to the Cat Williams shit. Y'all fuck with me. I gotta fuck with my Minnesota peoples now. Y'all fuck with me on Twitter. I gotta fuck with my Minnesota people. Twitter's that worldwide audience that I done built up, but Facebook and YouTube gotta hold me down too now. She said, other people, man, she says, no, I was saying what I was saying exactly how I said it. I think she was talking to Sade. She's talking to Mayweather when you say that. You were saying what you were saying exactly how you said it. She said, that's real. You and Sade, right? Nah, I would love to have her on the show. You know what I'm saying? Because there's a lot of misconceptions that come to Live on Lake Street. You know what I'm saying? They try to put the picket signs up when it comes to my show, to my platform. They act like big church ain't God damn it, how I'm supposed to goddamn run this bitch now. Oh my God. And that ain't me coming at nobody, that's just me popping my shit.
I don't know how to say it.
You feel me? 6:40 and I'm drinking early. And I'm drinking. Whoa. This is bamboo. One shot and keep you bamboo clot free. That's a fact. God damn. Oh my God. You feel me? Relay can't be stopped boner. Okay, that's crazy. A can't be stopped boner is crazy. But share the live. We about to get back into this shit. We got 80 people watching on goddamn Twitter. I gotta keep them people engaged now.
Kat fell back into a dangerous cycle as the bizarre behavior continued. In October of 2012, Kat and comedian Faison Love got into a heated argument outside of a Hollywood club over a $50,000 debt that Kat owed Love. During the argument, Kat proceeded to pull a gun on Love that wasn't loaded. On November 9th, his former assistant, Melissa Shag, claimed that he went into a rage and attacked her the month prior.
Louis Blaze in the building. I don't know if he's still in the building.
Charges of suspicion of assault with a deadly weapon after he allegedly beaten an 18-year-old with a bottle. On November 16th at the Oracle Arena in California, Kat took the stage while having a total public meltdown. For 15 minutes, he seemed to be under the influence, rambling about nothing while taunting members of the audience.
Well, give me 20, nigga, that's how much the album costs, fuck boy. But I bet if you can walk to your car, I can show your bitch a dick she'll enjoy. So why don't you take your ass on over there, nigga, before I can catch you. Or you can pull your bank out and I'll match you. But you ain't gonna do shit but get punched in the face.
Then the audience began booing him.
Boo, 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 nigga, boo. Look at all the broke people, boo. Your breath smells like Tom Browning. Get the fuck out of here, nigga.
I am like afraid to leave, and I'm afraid to stay.
We know you ain't got no money. We see your outfit, nigga. Get the fuck out of here. Oh, broke ass nigga.
On November 17th, 2012, Williams got involved in a police chase while driving his three-wheeled motorcycle and failing to stop. Just a week later, Kat was arrested in Seattle, Washington after he allegedly got into a dispute at a bar in the South Lake Union neighborhood. His arrest came after he missed the first night of a planned two-night performance at the Paramount Theater. That same month, he slapped a Target employee in Sacramento for no apparent reason, which was made fun of on late-night television shows like Conan O'Brien. On December 28th, Williams was placed in handcuffs once again on child endangerment charges.
Oh man, Kat, you cool, man? How you doing?
I'm cooler than a fan. They took my children from me.
Yeah, I mean,
how terrible is that?
Kat's criminal history does not even come close to stopping here, but I'm sure you all get the point. He was spiraling hard for years, seemingly strung out on drugs or at least experiencing manic episodes. The media called him crazy, a crackhead, and didn't believe anything he was saying since they wrote him off as a madman, but he says he was never under the influence.
I am never under the influence of anything. I'm always in my right mind. I'm always a physical specimen. And when you see me, I'm much, much bigger than you had thought. I have far less play in me than you would like.
There seems to be a pattern with comedians in the downward spiral. In 1990, Richard Pryor, who struggled with addictions to women and hard drugs, poured high-proof rum on himself and set himself on fire. His widow, Jennifer Lee Pryor, claimed it was a drug-induced attempt at ending everything. In 1997, Martin Lawrence was coming off the end of his hit sitcom, Martin, as well as starring in the blockbuster film Bad Boys. That year, Lawrence allegedly had a meltdown in Los Angeles where he ran into Ventura Boulevard with a gun and threatened tourists and random people. Sources claimed Martin began taking psychotropic drugs and having violent outbursts on the set of his movie, A Thin Line Between Love and Hate. Martin would continue his erratic behavior, getting arrested for gun possession and later going to rehab. Robin Williams openly spoke about his lifelong battle with addiction, alcoholism, and depression. Comedian Mark Maron has spoken publicly about having severe depression. Artie Lang and Jim Norton as well. John Belushi, Chris Farley, and Greg Giraldo all died of drug overdoses. It's unclear why comedians seem to struggle with mental health more than others in the entertainment industry while being tasked with creating the most lighthearted content. Deborah Serrani, a clinical psychologist who treats performers with depression and other mental health problems, said comedians often wear what we call the mask of depression, which helps them put on a more acceptable face to the world. But behind that mask, there is a terrible struggle going on. There is a stigma about depression, and oftentimes the laughter distracts from feelings of weakness. Cat Williams has had an extremely rough life, starting with being homeless and alone at age 13. Combine that with the chaotic lifestyle of a comedian, constantly being on the road, late nights, irregular sleeping and eating schedules, the pressure to constantly deliver funny and engaging performances, as well as regularly dealing with hecklers and sometimes unresponsive audiences who make the job mentally taxing. And on top of all of that, add the potentially evil Hollywood gang that Kat says is actively trying to get him to compromise his morals, but when he refuses, they blackball him and run smear campaigns to call him crazy. That is a recipe that would make any man go mad. So the question is, was Kat trying to escape an evil industry, or was he actually a drug-induced madman?
Martin tried to put me in my first dress. When he had to go on his hiatus, he tell me, Kat, when I come back, I need you. You're my young partner. You're my brother in comedy. When I come back, just promise me that my next movie, it'll be me and you. Go do what you got to do. When you come back, I'm in your movie. Don't trip. I don't need to see the script or nothing. You know, we get in that office and this fool pull out Big Mama's house too, where this nigga want me to get in a dress with him. And I'm literally saying to everybody, why is he in a dress again?
If it isn't obvious, Kat didn't want to wear the dress. Brandon T. Jackson would go on to portray Martin's son, Trent, in Big Mama's house, where the two go undercover at an all-girls performing arts school. Unfortunately, years later, Jackson asserted that he did the project for money and was unaware of the repercussions it would have on his career.
Did you get like slack when you wore the dress at that moment? Only Cat Williams. Cat Williams was trying to always say, Brandon, don't wear a dress. You know,
He called you, or is this?
no, he was saying it in the media, so I thought he was heckling me. He was really trying to help me at the time. I didn't know that. I was immature.
Right.
I feel like, dang, why I'm trying to make it. And then he was trying to warn me, you know, don't get in the dress. Everything went wrong. He's like, everything went right. Everything went wrong when I put on that dress.
Kat has been discussing the subject for years because this has been a pattern that many have speculated is a humiliation ritual. Eddie Murphy, Tyler Perry, Jamie Foxx, Wesley Snipes, Chris Tucker, Arsenio Hall, Tracy Morgan, the Wayans brothers have all dressed up as women for TV or movie roles. Just before Kevin Hart exploded into fame, he also wore a dress on Saturday Night Live. And even 10 years ago, Kat discussed this.
It's two answers. First of all,
Crazy. We got 86.
It is possible that
watching
there isn't
live
anything
on
funnier
Twitter.
than a guy
Shout
in a
out
dress.
to y'all, man. It's your
And
boy
if that's the
Southside
case,
T.
then it might also be said
Goddamn,
that there's nothing funnier than a black guy in a dress. Okay, well, Kevin doesn't have to worry about what people are going to say about him wearing a dress because of the long line of dress-wearing people before him. So now some of us are against the Illuminati, and we are against the Illuminati at our own detriment. When people are against the Illuminati, then they get punched in the face all the time. The press hates them, and nobody likes them.
Kat also detailed an Illuminati meeting alongside Ludacris.
There was a crossroads where we were both invited to an Illuminati thing and decisions had to be made. So it was both of us, we were equal. One of us had to cut off all their hair and couldn't do the sideburn thing no more with the points. And the next person they said was going to get $200 million because they were going to pay him $10 million a movie to do 20 movies. And that's how the conversation happened. One of those persons turned out to be Ludacris, and the other person turned out to be Cat Williams.
It's really hard to back up any of Kat's claims. And even if the stipulation of getting a $200 million deal is that you have to shave your head and sideburns, that seems like an extremely small compromise. And there are no indications that Ludacris ever sold his soul. I mean, he will tell you, he responded to Kat with a rap song.
Never been Illuminati, only Illuminati, and I only left with bitches when coming from any party. Afro with the sideburns, yeah, that's my signature. Addictions on the rise, comedians check your temperature.
Perhaps the most overlooked comment during the interview was Kat's take on Kanye West.
I suspect that
That's
we're
Southside,
pretty awful people
CHEIFF.
if we say that somebody got a mental illness and then we watch what they do.
They fucking with me on Twitter now.
If you say somebody got special needs, then why would you be watching them and holding them accountable like everybody else?
The question of whether someone's actions should be judged differently due to mental illness is complex and multifaceted, and opinions may vary depending on cultural, ethical, and legal perspectives. Mental illness can significantly impact an individual's ability to understand the consequences of their actions, to make rational decisions, or to control their behavior. Kat is not excusing Kanye's behavior, and he definitely says he doesn't agree with what he says, but he's just questioning why people are surprised as his whole career he gave obvious signs, such as claiming that he was a god, and he was praised and uplifted for his outlandish behavior. Now, Kat has never publicly disclosed any sort of manic or psychiatric problems, but look at how much the world judged him when he was crazy 10 years ago. Versus now, he is saying the exact same things he was saying while he was crazy, but today he is more calm, coherent, and of course, entertaining. Now they are quoting his words as prophetic statements of a wise old genius. Funny how things change.
Okay, what you about to do tonight? You say you finna go have some food with somebody? What time you gonna be done with that? Nah, that's all. Okay, I'm trying to do a stream with you later because I was trying to show you some shit. Last time you was here when we did the stream. What time? $8 p.m. We probably could.
Or politics out of fear of being canceled. However, some things he said are just straight up lies.
I'm probably reading 3,000 books a year from the time that I'm 8 years old to the time that I'm 12. My next project was to read the whole encyclopedia set. So when you're like 6, 7 years old, you read the whole encyclopedia set, you think you're one of the smartest people in the world.
So apparently, Kat read the entire encyclopedia and read 8 nonfiction books every single day from age 8 to age 12. This is impossible and it's a lie. Throughout this entire podcast, Cat slipped in bold-faced lies, which massively contradicts his preaches of spreading the truth.
Nobody knows why liars lie. And that's why I had to come on the program.
Cat exists in this middle ground where nobody can really determine if he is telling the truth, if he is lying, if he's telling a joke, if he's on drugs, if he has a mental illness, or if he is clearly exposing the dark and sinister nature of Hollywood. So today, I am going to give you as much context as possible so you can make that decision for yourself, starting with his early...
We down a rabbit hole now at this point. They're talking about Nicki Minaj now.
There is no debate. Nicki Minaj is a living legend in rap. She has over 100 million records sold, 23 top 10 Billboard Hot 100 singles, 3 #1 singles, 3 #1 albums, 148 Billboard Hot 1 entries, making her the number 5 of all time, 9 American Music Awards, 12 BET Awards, 8 MTV Video Music Awards, 4 Billboard Music Awards, 4 People's Choice Awards, 10 Grammy nominations. Do I really need to keep going because her list of accolades is long? If Nicki Minaj quietly bowed out of the spotlight, we would all hold her in high regard as one of the most dominant and well-respected female artists of all time. But she ruined that. Her continuous self-sabotage, close associations with sexual predators, and patterns of embarrassing behavior has led to even her most diehard fans questioning the rapper's legacy. Once we dive into her history, you will start to wonder if she is trying to destroy her reputation on purpose, because her words and actions will leave any sane person dumbfounded. But the true beginning of Nicki's decay started in 2017, when one rapper exposed her so badly that the tide began shifting against Minaj. For 7 years in a row, 2010 to 2016, Nicki won the BET Award for Best Female Hip-Hop Artist. It's almost like she was the only female rapper. Obviously she wasn't, but to hip-hop fans it kind of felt like that. Now sure, over the years she had some beef with other female artists, like Lil' Kim, Mariah Carey, Iggy Azalea, and even Miley Cyrus.
And now, back to this that had a lot to say about me the other day in the press. Miley, what's good?
But none of these feuds had any real negative impact on Nicki's career, especially when you compare them to Remy Ma, who was the first rapper to successfully break down Nicki Minaj. When Remy Ma was incarcerated in 2007, she left behind massive shoes in the female rap scene that Nicki arguably filled. Minaj cemented her name in rap history throughout the next couple of years, being dubbed the Queen of Rap, among other illustrious titles. When Remy was released from prison in 2014, the female rap scene had changed drastically, and she was nowhere near as relevant in the eyes of music listeners. But Remy still gave Minaj her props.
What I can say is that she's a wonderful woman, and she's on the same page with me. Like that, there's no need to try to tear somebody down. I can say what I said. I let her know that I'm super proud of her.
Despite her being cordial, Remy likely felt hungry to take back the Queen of Hip-Hop crown. And what's a better way to show that she is a more skilled rapper than Nicki than remixing her songs? She released freestyles to Minaj's Only and Truffle Butter. On Truffle Butter, many suspected she took subliminal shots at Nicki. People keep saying, Rem, you need to drop a record. I'm like, in a minute, let me body his records. Yeah, for the millions, I will kill these pop hoes. Even though it seemed like a feud might be brewing, Remy continued voicing her support for Nicki and vice versa, with Nicki hinting at a potential collaboration in the future. Remy continued releasing music seemingly filled with subliminal disses towards Nicki for 2 years, and eventually Nicki took the bait. On Jason Derulo's single, Swalla, Nicki said, I gave these 2 years. Now your time's up. Bless her heart, she throwing shots, but every line sucks. 2 days later, Nicki was featured on Gucci Mane's Make Love, where she took even more shots aimed at Remy. Oh, you the queen of this year? 1 platinum plaque album flopped. Where? This was clearly aimed at Remy, who consistently called herself the queen of NYC. But Remy comes from a class of hip-hop MCs that don't take disses lightly, so she clapped back at Nicki with a full-fledged cutthroat diss track. Ether was Remy's 2017 remix of Nas's diss track on Jay-Z titled Ether, which is widely regarded as one of the most iconic hip-hop diss tracks of all time. Like Nas, Remy delivered a barrage of scathing insults and criticisms aimed at Nicki, attacking everything from her appearance to her credibility as an artist. She claims that Nicki had sex with Lil Wayne, Drake, Trey Songz, Ebro, Gucci Mane. She claims that Nicki's butt implants popped, which led to a downfall in her and Meek Mill's relationship. She also said that Nicki was influencing girls to get BBL surgeries, which have resulted in numerous deaths while under the knife. She claimed that Nicki uses ghostwriters and even hard drugs. She also criticized Nicki about her support for her brother, who is a convicted pedophile. At this point in her career, Nicki seemed invincible, and she had never been directly attacked at this magnitude by another female rapper. People patiently awaited to hear Nicki's response, with many thinking it would be one of the greatest diss tracks of all time, but she choked and barely responded. Trying to act unimpressed by the response, Nicki took to Instagram and posted a now-deleted screenshot of an article referencing Fat Joe and Remy Ma's album opening week sales, which is the stereotypical response for a more popular rapper to brag about sales numbers while avoiding the serious accusations. She also posted audio of Beyonce referencing her as a rap queen.
I met this girl named Nikki. I guess you could say she was the rap queen.
Remy then appeared on the Wendy Williams show where she discussed why she dissed Nicki in the first place. She dressed in all black, implying that her outfit was funeral attire for Nicki. It took Minaj 2 weeks to respond with a record called No Frauds, where she accused Remy of getting plastic surgery, using ghostwriters, and a plethora of the exact same things that Remy accused Nicki of doing. Her response was basically, I know you are, but what am I? Despite Nicki's cult-like fan base supporting her, the industry essentially declared Remy the winner, as she dethroned Nicki's 7-year run as the best female hip-hop artist at the 2017 BET Awards.
Y'all got fat while we starved. Shots in your pads in your bras. Y'all some liars. It ain't no facts in your song. And yeah, that crown is coming back to the Bronx.
Nicki Minaj hasn't won this award ever since. Those who saw Minaj as the epitome of female rap just witnessed her get embarrassed and disrespected. She failed to address the onslaught of Remy's attacks and just continued to flex her wealth and sales numbers. Many thought because Nicki avoided the allegations, they must be true. But it's possible that this beef was just strictly entertainment and Nicki tucked her tail and took the L because she knew she was the weaker MC. Plus, any attention Nicki gave Remy only made her more relevant. But things got even worse for Nicki. There was a new poppin' female rapper from New York called Cardi B, and she had no intentions on bowing down to Minaj. But first, a quick word from today's sponsor, Underdog Fantasy. Underdog is the easiest way to play fantasy sports. Not just basketball, you can make picks on baseball, football, hockey, UFC, and more. Just pick whether you think your favorite re-X your money or it makes watching Into the Spotlight. Cardi aligned herself with Lil Kim and Remy Ma, Nicki's biggest enemies. Remy even brought out Cardi at Summer Jam 2017, where Remy's whole performance was dedicated to dissing Nicki Minaj. Therefore, Nicki declared Cardi her enemy. But Cardi was different than Remy. She actually had a chance to dethrone Nicki's spotlight, and maybe even compete with her sales numbers. Cardi had the same appeal as Nicki. She could rap, she had the charisma and humor, she could do pop music, she had the sex appeal, and she was even supporting a similar bob hairstyle. During summer of 2017, Cardi dropped her song Bodak Yellow, which was the hottest record of the summer. All of the spot was on Cardi, so Nicki immediately took shots at the rapper. London on the Track released a song titled No Flag, where Nicki is heard rapping, I heard these labels are trying to make another me. Everything you're getting, little hoes.
101
With how
people
successful
watching
Nicki's
live
career had
on
been, it's not a stretch to think record labels viewed her as a blueprint to producing the next megastar in female rap. Plus, when you consider that UK rapper Lady Lecture stated that Atlantic Records offered her a €250,000 deal if she made a diss track about Minaj, you start to wonder if Atlantic Records, the same label that signed Cardi B, may have encouraged her to imitate and potentially engage in beef with Nicki, because Cardi seemingly responded to Nicki on stage.
You know this. She never fucking liked me, and all of a sudden she want to be friends with me, no bitch.
At the time, it wouldn't really make sense for Cardi B to be enemies with Nicki Minaj. But from a business and marketing perspective, I could see a label encouraging this beef to keep fans engaged and boost sales numbers. In fact, Cardi's Barty Gang and Nicki's Barb's fan bases actively fought each other on social media. The Barbs even teamed up with the Swifties to excessively stream Taylor's Look What You Made Me Do in an attempt to keep Taylor at #1 on the Billboard Hot 100. But they ultimately failed as Bodak Yellow landed at the #1 spot, breaking a record that Nicki could never do by herself. Cardi B became the first female rapper with a #1 solo single since Lauryn Hill's Doo-Wop in 1998. Bodak Yellow stayed at #1 on the Hot 100 for 3 consecutive weeks. At this point, Nicki had never achieved a #1 song. Plus, she was 35 and her prime was seemingly behind her. Cardi's commercial impact could not be denied, and perhaps Nicki wanted to establish a truce. She congratulated Cardi on the massive achievement on Twitter, but that truce only lasted a few weeks, because Nicki's jealousy would eat away at her. In October of 2017, the Migos released a single titled Motorsport, in which they requested a feature from Nicki. In Nicki's verse, she said, if Cardi is the QB, then I'm Nick Lombardi. To explain the reference, an NFL quarterback like Patrick Mahomes is typically the star of the team, but Vince Lombardi is one of the greatest NFL coaches of all time. He was an executive of the NFL, and the trophy that is given to the Super Bowl winner is called the Lombardi Trophy. Nicki's essentially saying here, if Cardi's the star of a team, then I'm a legend. I'm the damn trophy that you work your whole life to achieve. However, once Nicki found out that Cardi was going to be on the song, she changed the lyric to, if Quavo is the QB, then I'm Nick Lombardi, which doesn't really make sense, nor does it rhyme. Despite this, Cardi insisted that there was no beef between the two.
I just feel like it's really internet made fans and people, they really want to see that happen because it's really entertaining. To see people beef is entertaining.
But the beef would be confirmed to be true when the two got into a physical altercation a few months later. At Harper's Bazaar's Icons party during New York Fashion Week, multiple videos of the two fighting quickly circulated online, with one even showing Cardi attempting to throw a shoe at Nicki. In one of the videos, Cardi can be heard making some damning threats. Cardi was later seen exiting the venue with a massive bump on her forehead. Nicki said she was embarrassed about the whole situation.
The other night, I was a part of something so mortifying and so humiliating.
Y'all said a lot,
man.
How
you say that I was the wild animal, that I attacked you, that you was mortified, that you was humiliated, playing the victim, but now you're the gangster. You need to pick a side. Do you want to be the victim or do you want to be the gangster? You lie so much you can't even keep up with lies.
Cardi posted her reasoning behind the attack the following day. She accused Nicki of trying to blackmail her,
101
intimidate
people
her, and
watching
worst of all,
live on
speaking ill of her
Twitter.
child. Everyone took Cardi's side, since they understood that defending their
appreciate
children is
it, though,
important. However, Nicki vehemently denied that she ever spoke bad about Cardi's daughter. She also called out Cardi's hypocrisy by revealing old Instagram screenshots where Cardi repeatedly attacked a mother whose son died. She also referred to the deceased child as a monkey. Cardi also accused Nicki of trying to interrupt or ruin her financial opportunities, money that would help her feed her family. So Nicki again called out Cardi's hypocrisy.
Now we're gonna get into some things because I'm tired of people lying on me. Now you want to talk about stopping bags, but there's 2 innocent girls in a strip club right now that ain't did nothing but go to the strip club and get money. Now they can't get no money, so who's stopping bags? Because you got grown ass men showing up to where the they at and where they work at. They can't feed their kids, they can't feed their family. You mad at a woman for what a man is doing. And that's a problem with so many black women and women, period. Oh, because she's not black. She refers to you black women. Oh, we got the receipts for that too. FYI, she refers to black women as monkeys and roaches. Roaches!
Cardi never responded to this directly. She was done with the back and forth and made a declaration that Nicki did not want to accept.
We could settle it however you want to settle it. We could talk about it or we could fight it out. I'm with whatever.
Regardless of who you think was right in this situation, it was evident that female rappers had no intentions on bowing down and declaring Nicki as the queen of rap. Her dominance over the culture was fading. Cardi was just the first of many emerging female artists that we see dominating hip-hop today, and it seemed like Nicki was slowly losing her mind, seemingly grasping at straws to keep the public on her side. But the more she got on social media to rant, the worse it got for her. On August 10th, 2018, Nicki released her 4th studio album, Queen. Led by singles like Chun-Li and Barbie Dreams, the album received positive reviews from critics. Queen debuted at number 2 on the Billboard Hot 200 after selling 185,000 units first week. Now, this was Nicki's worst album performance, but number 2 is still considered a wildly successful debut. She just released at a competitive time. Travis Scott's Astroworld dropped the week before, which was the single most anticipated album of 2018. And he delivered as it was a great project. Astroworld remained at number 1 for a second week in a row with 205,000 sales. With the Cardi B beef still fresh, Cardi fans had even more ammo since her debut album reached number 1 just a few months earlier. On top of that, Cardi outsold Nicki. Nicki being number 2 was further proof to her detractors that she is not the dominant force she once was, so she started blaming everyone but herself for the album not reaching number 1. She tweeted, "Spotify put Drake's face on every playlist but told me they'd have to teach me a lesson for playing my music 10 minutes early on Queen Radio, even though they've been giving away my music for free for years and I'm one of the top Spotify artists of all time." Nicki also blamed her label for not standing for her because they feared Spotify would retaliate and not promote her friend and frequent collaborator Ariana Grande's album Sweetener that released around the same time. Spotify eventually addressed Nicki's claims, denying all allegations of mistreatment. Spotify supported Nicki Minaj with a Times Square billboard, a host of the largest playlists, New Music Friday, and the New Music Release Shelf. A representative for Spotify told Business Insider, her song Bed actually saw an increase based on the promotions put behind the campaign. The company continues to be big fans of Nicki. After Spotify proved her wrong, Nicki could no longer blame them, so she shifted her anger towards Travis himself. "I put my blood, sweat, and tears in writing a dope album only for Travis Scott to have Kylie Jenner post a tour pass telling people to come see her and Stormi. I'm actually laughing." For context, Kylie Jenner promoted Travis Scott's online store to Instagram with the caption, "Me and Storm ready for tour," to which Nicki claims that Travis sold 50,000 album units because of Kylie's promotion. All purchases of his t-shirts, hoodies, hats, and keychains automatically came with a digital download of Astroworld, which counted as one album sale, even though the buyer is not required to actually download or listen to the album. This has been a common strategy for artists to exploit the Billboard charts for over a decade.
But what we're not going to do is have this auto-tune man coming up here selling fucking sweaters and telling y'all he sold 500,000 fucking albums, because he didn't. And there's a lot of rappers behind the scene that want to talk about it and they're scared. You're a fucking man. You got your fucking homeboy talking for you and you got your girlfriend posting tour passes saying you sold albums. Stop it.
Firstly, Nicki calling Travis Auto-Tune Man is a non-insult considering her love for the effect. Secondly, her being angry about bundle sales is ironic because she tried to do this exact same strategy. According to an article published by Rolling Stone, on her online store, Nicki had an array of merch and album bundles available. She also provided a concert package to her upcoming joint tour with rapper Future. Each time a fan purchased a concert package, they received free copies of her album, which substantially impacted the sales for Queen. Nicki also tried to boost her numbers after the album's official release by adding her previous release track Fifi to the album, which would count towards the album's total streaming numbers. But none of it worked. Nicki had no one else to blame. She had to just accept that people didn't want her album, her merch, or her tour as much as they wanted Travis's or Cardi B's. As if 2018 couldn't get any crazier for Nicki, the public found out about her boyfriend's dark past, which changed her reputation forever. Nicki began to publicly post about her boyfriend Kenneth Petty after a few months of dating, with sources close to Minaj claiming that they were already considered getting married and having babies. But Nicki's fans weren't so supportive of Kenneth, as he is a convicted sex offender stemming back to the 90s. Kenneth initially pleaded not guilty to all charges. However, during a hearing on April 5th, 1995, Petty withdrew his not guilty plea and instead pleaded guilty to the charge of attempted rape. He was sentenced to 18 to 54 months in prison, but served nearly 4 years before his release in January of 1999. If Kenneth is considered a Tier 2 or Tier 3 sex offender, he must remain on the sex offender registry for at least 20 years, as well as report his current address to the Department of Justice every 6 months, which is why in July of 2022, Petty was sentenced in Los Angeles to probation and home detention for failing to register as a sex offender. Kenneth was also ordered to pay a $55,000 fine as a part of his sentence of 3 years probation and 1 year of home detention, according to the U.S. Attorney's Office. But it gets even worse. Since the public became so invested in Nicki's relationship, media outlets began reporting on the 26-year-old trial, which led to Petty's victim, Jennifer Hugh, having to relive this horrific time of her life. She even claimed that the associates of Minaj and Petty spent months in 2020 harassing her and offered her hundreds of thousands of dollars to basically say that the attempted rape never happened. Jennifer alleged that a man named Barry, who was close to her brother, reached out to offer his help. Barry got Jennifer on the phone with Minaj, to which she claims that Minaj tried to help her. She also quoted Nicki saying, "Listen, I just need you to know, woman to woman, this really happened." Jennifer was confused. Why would Nicki Minaj want to help her husband's victim? Well, if Jennifer were to say that the 1995 case was a lie, then Nicki's reputation to the public might be saved. Barry allegedly parked in a car outside her house. Jennifer said he offered her $20,000 in cash if she agreed to sign a letter he typed that stated she lied about her assault. Jennifer refused any and all offers of financial compensation to change her story. Jennifer became even more fearful when she received a call from her brother asking if she was okay. He told her that their cousin had called him again, and that this time he sounded terrified, telling them that they knew where she lived. Jennifer moved and changed her phone number as she feared for her safety. She did not know who was looking for her, but she did not want to take any chances. She ended up moving 3 times over the course of a couple years. She believes that she was being intimidated, stalked. Also, she could change her story and clear Petty's name to the public, but she stayed strong and refused to give in. She actually ended up suing the Pettys for $20 million for her claims she endured a relentless campaign of bribery, intimidation, harassment, and stalking. But then Petty accused Hugh of going out of her way to publicly shame him. Jennifer even went as far as releasing never-before-seen photos from 1994 with bruises on her neck and body after the assault. Jennifer said, "When I was 16, nobody believed me, and now it feels the same. It feels like I'm fighting for my character." Petty and Minaj's legal teams denied all accusations and are more than ready to defend themselves in court. Since Minaj hasn't directly responded to these allegations, it's impossible to say she is guilty of bribery and intimidation. Not responding is probably the smartest thing Nicki has ever done. But even if the truth comes out that she never intimidated this woman, fans still wonder why out of all people Nicki chose to be with, she landed on Kenneth Petty. After all, this wasn't his only crime. Petty was also responsible for the shooting death of Lamont Robinson in 2002. The original charge was murder in the second degree, but following a plea bargain, he pled guilty to manslaughter, to which he was sentenced to 10 years in federal prison for. TV host Jesse Palmer aired a segment on Daily Mail TV regarding Nicki's relationship where he said that Nicki's fans were, quote, worried because this isn't the first time Nicki Minaj has defended a sex offender. He then clarified that Nicki had allegedly been supporting her brother while he was behind bars. Nicki proceeded to have an outburst on Instagram, saying, "You just lied on me on national television and now you're being sued. You better be able to back up what you just said about me with facts." She followed up with another tweet saying that the reporter was going to jail for repeating extremely public information. Nicki would have 100% lost this lawsuit since it was public knowledge that Nicki was supporting her brother during his trial. Because if you don't know, Nicki's husband isn't the only one guilty of sex crimes. Her brother Jelani Mirage was sentenced to 25 years to life in prison for predatory sexual assault against a child. Authorities arrested Jelani in connection with the case in December of 2015 after he was accused of repeatedly R-wording his stepdaughter, beginning when she was just 11 years old. According to Gossip, Jelani was an employee for Nicki at the time. While in custody, he suffered from an unknown medical condition that required him to be arranged at Nassau University Medical Center. According to the New York Post, Nicki Minaj promptly paid her brother's $100,000 bail, using 2 of her houses in Baldwin, Long Island as collateral. According to a source close to Nicki, she was prepared to do anything for her brother. Nicki was willing to give up any asset to ensure she had enough money to protect her brother. A grand jury in New York's Nassau County indicted Jelani Mirage on felony sexual assault against a child in April of 2016. He was also indicted on 2 felony counts of sexual conduct against a child and endangering the welfare of a child. He pled not guilty to the charges, asserting his innocence and denying the charges brought against him. Since he pled not guilty, Jelani sought to have the prosecution prove the case against him beyond a reasonable doubt during the trial in October of 2017. Although Nicki never commented publicly on the charges against Jelani, his attorney, David Schwartz, told media outlets that Nicki may attend part of her brother's trial and supports him 100%. In November of 2017, Nassau County Court found Jelani Mirage guilty of predatory sexual assault. And you might as well just add rapper Tekashi 6ix9ine to the Nicki Minaj sex crime triangle, as her first #1 song came from their collaboration, Trolls. In October of 2015, Daniel Hernandez pled guilty to a felony count of use of a child in a sexual performance. He was charged with 3 counts of the offense after a February 2015 incident in which he had physical contact with a 13-year-old girl and later distributed videos of the incident online as a part of a music video. In the video, the child engages in oral sexual intercourse with the separately charged defendant, Taquan Anderson, while the defendant, Daniel Hernandez, stands behind the child making a thrusting motion with his pelvis and smacking her on the buttocks. The child is nude in the video. In an interview with DJ Academics, 6ix9ine denied knowing the girl was a minor, but Tekashi's legal situation was very much public knowledge before Nicki and 6ix9ine's first collaboration. Most artists in the industry avoided working with Tekashi due to this charge, but Nicki didn't seem to mind. Some people, particularly Nicki Minaj fans, look at her involvement with sexual predators as strictly coincidental. Her brother could have lived a double life. She probably genuinely thought he was a good, innocent man and was just as shocked as we were when the charges were made. They probably think she financially supported him because she is a good sister. Her husband's case was in 1995 before she ever knew him, and he was 16 years old. Maybe Nicki believes he is a changed man, and their love is so strong she is willing to forgive him. Or maybe she genuinely believes he was falsely accused and vilified his whole life, and 6ix9ine could be chalked up as purely business. 6ix9ine is a rapper, and let's be honest, most rappers aren't exactly the most morally righteous people. But she still has this massive gray cloud of questionable associations that makes it really hard for fans to defend her, especially when she keeps engaging in wars with other female rappers. In addition to Remy and Cardi, Latto and Megan Thee Stallion broke Nicki down, but we can't even blame them. You will notice that Minaj did this to herself. Nicki and Atlanta-based rapper Latto got into some beef after Minaj exposed screenshots of their private conversation. It all started when Minaj was mad at the Grammys for nominating her song Super Freaky Girl in the pop category, while Latto's hit song Big Energy was nominated in the rap category.
Super Freaky Girl, where I only rapped on the song, was removed out of rap categories at the Grammys, right? And put in pop.
Now, Nicki does have a solid point here. The Grammys' categorizations for these songs does seem wrong, and people have suspected that the Grammys have been corrupt for a long time. Latto responded with a subtweet saying, "Damn, I can't win for losing. All these awards, nominations, I can't even celebrate." According to Latto, she attempted to reach out to Nicki and privately address the situation, but Nicki went to Twitter instead. "This Karen has probably mentioned my name in over 100 interviews. She said she waited in line for Pink Friday with her Barbie chain on, bangs, pink hair, but today, Scratch Off decides to be silent, rather than speak up for the black woman she called her biggest inspiration." The two then continued their back and forth on Twitter. Latto said, "Super Freaky Grandma is married and related to effing rapists. You ain't gonna bully me, bitch. My idol turned rival, now you hating." As you can see, anytime Nicki gets into a beef, the main attack is her association with her brother and husband. Nicki responded by pointing out Latto's hypocrisy. Didn't care about when she was begging for features. Didn't care about Kodak's past. Didn't care about the accusations made about Dr. Luke, who produced Big Energy. Newsflash, Scratch Off. I've never raped anyone. I've inspired millions. You're one of them, bozo. To be clear, Latto never accused Nicki of R-wording anyone. She said married and related. The public took Latto's side and looked at Nicki as a bitter old bully mad at the young rising star who won the BET Award for Best Female Hip-Hop Artist over Nicki. But Nicki's beef with Latto is minor compared to how she embarrassed herself trying to attack Megan Thee Stallion. Megan was the one female rapper that Nicki didn't immediately make enemies with. After connecting on Instagram Live, the two collaborated on Megan's single, Hot Girl Summer, in 2019, which became a huge hit. They even shot a music video together and seemed to be on friendly terms for the short years that followed. But in 2021, Minaj unfollowed Megan on Instagram, sparking rumors that their friendship was heading south. On an episode of her Queen radio show the following year, Minaj recalled an encounter between them that shifted the status of their friendship. Nicki said, "Imagine telling someone you didn't want to drink because you were, at the time, possibly pregnant, because you were actively trying to have a baby." In typical Nicki fashion, she doesn't mention anyone's name, but fans suspected it was about Megan. A fan tweeted at Megan, "Nicki Minaj is accusing you of encouraging abortion and child endangerment with alcohol. This isn't something to stay quiet on." And Megan said, "Lie." Months later, Minaj took subtle digs at Meg on the track Red Ruby to Sleaze, rapping 700 on them horses when we fixing to leave, but I don't fuck with horses since Christopher Reeves. If you don't know, Stallion is a horse. Megan ignored her shots for years until her 2024 song, Hiss, which is an all-encompassing diss track where she takes shots at multiple people in the industry, including Minaj by way of her husband's status as a registered sex offender. Megan raps, "These hoes don't be mad at Megan. These hoes mad at Megan's Law." Megan's Law is the name for a federal law in the United States requiring law enforcement authorities to make information available to the public regarding registered sex offenders. This one lyric sent Nicki into one of the worst meltdowns we've seen on social media by a celebrity.
I don't care. I dare you. I fucking dare you, bitch, to say one more thing about my fucking family, ho. Bullet fragment foot, bitch. Bullet fragment.
Shout out Kai Edwards if he's still in the building.
Bullet
I am
fragment.
Ellen
Now
Harris.
listen here,
Shout
ho.
out to you.
Get up on your good foot. Bitch, I said get up on your good foot, not your bad foot. Fuck was that? A diss or a piss? Said it was hiss. I said piss. My fans called it piss.
Nicki is maniacally mocking the incident where Megan was shot in the foot by Tory Lanez.
Boulevard.
She then goes on to refer to her husband's rape as 30-year-old T.
Y'all mad because y'all don't have somebody that loves you and stand 10 toes down behind you. So you bringing up 30-year-old T for when this man was a 15-year-old child. You bringing up 30-year-old T because no man has ever and will ever fucking love you. And lying on your dead mother, on your dead mama, lie on your dead, lied on her dead mama, lied on her dead mama, lied on her dead mama, lied on your, I said lied on her, a sexy red, she done lied, she lied and she cried and she lied and she cried, she said she lied and she cried and she lied and she cried, and then she lied and she cried and she lied and she cried, but she got blogs all up her stupid doofy self ass, every press, I said no way, I don't give up.
Nicki, aged 41 years old, repeatedly mocks Megan's mother who died of brain cancer, while claiming that this is her alter ego, Roman, speaking.
Every one of y'all, bloggers, YouTubers, all of y'all. Let me tell y'all something. What my pen don't catch, the universe will. Ask about my prophecies.
She didn't drag Megan. She embarrassed herself. This is literally the same feeling as when you have to sit next to a crackhead on a bus. This is what narcissistic rage looks like. Nicki then took to Twitter to continue expressing her rage. Megan's Law. For a free beat, you could hit Megan raw. Minaj also did what she does best and bragged about her success, listing several accolades while comparing their respective careers. She even accused Megan of winning fraudulent awards, seemingly referring to her 3 Grammys, of which Minaj has none, and repeatedly described her as a flop who uses ghostwriters. In the midst of the outburst, TMZ reported that several barbs leaked the location of the burial site of Megan's mother on social media. As a result, the cemetery notified local authorities and increased the number of security personnel at their facility. She spent days berating Megan on social media, during which she repeatedly mentioned her mother. Nicki also liked hundreds of tweets from fans talking negatively about Megan, many of which mocked her for the shooting. Nicki ultimately released a diss track titled
"Nigga Too Drunk for All This Extra Shit," man. We finna cut this stream short. We finna cut this stream short. That's what we about to do. You best believe that. You best believe that. We about to cut this shit short. Yeah. How I get to my view count? Let me go back, see what's going on, man. My boys say, hey, you heard Lizzo was quitting the rap game? That's what I heard. That's what they saying. That's what they saying, and that's what I heard. But I ain't gonna lie to you. I doubt it. I got my whoops right here. I got my liquor right here. Kira Moore, shout out to you. You a little late now, goddamn. Shit going on now. There's shit going on now. 104 people watching on Twitter. That's amazing, man. I hate when that shit happens. How I do that? I probably gotta take that whole tab off. Get my claps on. It's a whole bunch of technical difficulties when Big Church want to do what the fuck Big Church want to do. But when Big Church want to do what the fuck Big Church gotta do, it's a whole bunch of technical difficulties. Said Karen, I just saw it. My bad. No, you good. You all good. Share the live for your boy. We finna clock out this bitch. I've been on this bitch for way too long, way too strong. You feel me? If you ain't following me on Twitter, at your boy Southside Chief, it's 104 people watching live on my Twitter right now. Saying that Southside spelled regular and then CHEIFF. I know. Southside Chief though. Believe that. Facebook, couple people watching YouTube. I'm about to drunk ride a scooter for about 10, 15, 25 minutes. You know what I'm saying? Catch me outside. Catch me outside with my black eye. Oh! Fuck it, nigga. Nigga been drinking like a bitch. What was going on? X! What's up, X? I see you watching on Instagram, nigga. You finally popped in. You won't pop in now at all times, nigga. Twitter, we over with it. We over with it. It's done. If you're watching on Twitter, get used to this shit. I'm gonna start keeping up with my stream shit. You know what I'm saying? It's your boy Southside T, the late Street Legend, aka that nigga in the hat, better known as to do what you want. But you won't, nigga. We had Tantrum Wednesday, every goddamn Wednesday. If I don't do nothing else, let me make sure I do this before I get up out here. Oh shit, I'm drunk as hell. Let me see. Hold on, let me see. Before I get up out here, let me make sure I do something before I do anything else. I don't even know what I'm looking for. What is this? Ooh, 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 ooh. No, that's before all of this. Damn, I ain't got my shit together. It's supposed to be right here. I'm supposed to have the flyer on ready, ain't I? Tweaking. Aaliyah Demery, shout out to you. Shit alive, you know what I'm saying? Sade, you didn't tap back in. Your boy gone, man. I ain't even gonna lie to you. I'm trying to figure shit out. Oh, okay. That makes sense. That makes sense why I couldn't find what I was looking for. Let me make sure I got what I was looking for now that I got what I was looking for now, man. We finna pull this young. Okay, here it is. Yep. Let me share the screen with y'all real quick before I log about this. Bitch. Hold on, man. I hear my voice. What's up, man? Streaming live. You know what I'm saying? I got my boy in here with your boy. Y'all make sure y'all come out this Wednesday. Tantrum Wednesdays. Hold on, let me get my shit together now. That's crazy. Hold on. How the fuck I'm supposed to edit this shit up a little bit? We ain't going out like that. There we go. Some shit like that. You feel me? It's your boy Southside T, the late Street Legend, aka that nigga in the hat, better known as meant to do what you want, but you won't. That's why I do it. You feel me? That's why I do the shit. But yeah, we're streaming live on Facebook. 105 people on Southside Chief Twitter watching live. This is crazy. This is crazy. Oh shit. Where we at? Can I go this way? I can't go this way. I gotta go more this way. Can they see me? My cameras is cutting out on Big Church. It's cool. Cause it's about time to wrap this show up. We're gonna wrap it up, man. I'm done. I'm done popping my shit. How I pop my shit. Oh, we got a comment. I know that's an old comment. If you're watching on Twitter, make sure you follow me. If you just tuning in, I don't know how this shit found 105 people, but fuck it. I appreciate y'all. I got my whoops here. Shout out to FYBJ, man. Dropping off the whoops. Oh shit. I'm finna ride me a Lime scooter for like the next 2 hours. Fuck it. Drunk type shit, man. Catch me outside with my blick out. And we out. It's your boy, Southside T, the late Street Legend, aka that nigga in the hat, better known as. But to do what you want, but you don't do it. So that's why I do it. Pop out a tantrum this Wednesday, nigga. You did. Now we out.